Hello everyone, I'm Danny with Max Training Solutions, and I have a question for you. If you're using Maximo at your facility currently, do you feel like you're getting the promised ROI that you were told about when maybe you decided to purchase Maximo? I think a lot of organizations are not even tapped into all of the possibilities that Maximo has to offer. And I really think it's important for an organization to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. So, we could look at some big organizations and we go to maybe a conference and we see how they're using Maximo, and it feels so far out there. And we're like, man, we can't even get a technician to write a work order right. Or we don't even know what the spare parts are on this asset. Those could be simple things that you're like, hey, we can't even get this far, and they're trying to sell me now on all of these capabilities. And Maximo really does have some amazing capabilities. So no matter where you are at in the stage of your use of Maximo, I wanted to try to create something that you could use at your organization or just for yourself to better understand kind of what I would call the basics of Maximo, how certain vital applications, I believe these are foundational applications for you to use at your organization to really begin to get a good return on your investment when it comes to Maximo. Because really, using Maximo is not the end goal. The end goal really is what can I do with the data that's put into Maximo to make better financial decisions? Even for the technician on the floor, I believe it could reduce the stress that they may face at work if they're having to, for example, go in and repair the same machine with the same problem 3 times a week, and they've been asking corporate to replace this thing for 5 years, but they feel like nobody listens to them. But if that data was there, showing how many labor hours are spent or how much is spent on parts in a year on this asset, maybe it's time to retire this asset, and we could prove that with the data. But if the data's not in there, corporate very rarely will make a decision based on your gut feeling. And so whether you're an engineer designing how an asset's going to be maintained, whether you're in the supply room and you deal with the spare parts and the ordering, and maybe it feels like everything's always an emergency and we're always having to overnight things. Maybe you're a technician and you feel frustrated because you're repairing the same thing over and over and over again. You feel like nobody listens to you and you just wish the stress of this would go away. Well, no matter where you are, even if you're the CEO of a company and you want to know, how much has this asset cost me over its lifetime? And is it performing well, or am I losing money on this asset and need to replace it? No matter where you are at in the organization, the data from Maximo can benefit you greatly. And so what I want to do with this course is I want to share with you kind of how that data works in Maximo and why it matters. And so no matter where you're at in the process, if you're the CEO and can encourage others or maybe follow up and say, hey guys, this is important to me. I'm going to begin to check every week, every other week, and see how are we doing. I need some kind of KPI. I need something to show me. Are we getting better at work orders? Are we getting information entered in correctly? Is it usable data? If you're in the supply room and like I mentioned, it feels like we're always overnighting everything and we're wasting money and it always so stressful. Everybody needs everything now. How could we plan that ahead of time for preventive work? And then how could we use inventory to begin to see what's high use items and maybe what do we need to stock more of, or those types of things. And if you're the technician on the floor that feels frustrated, but maybe you've never understood, it just feels like extra paperwork. And if you were to say maybe what was on your mind, you would say, I don't have time to fill this information out on the computer because I'm busy trying to keep this plant running. So, but maybe, if I may, what you may not realize is that if you get that good data in there, describing what's happening, and maybe if it's these repeat failures, your stress would go down because that data could be taken to whoever it needs to be taken to make the decision, perhaps to replace that asset that you are very frustrated with. And so I hope this will be helpful to you as we dive into what I would call the fundamentals of Maximo for decision makers.